Okay, my friends, let's see what we're going to need for this experiment. First, we're going to use coffee filters. You can get whatever size you want. You'll see what ends up happening. I used smaller ones, which was totally fine, but the bigger ones might be more fun. Just whatever you have in your house or whatever you are able to get at the store is great. We are also going to need markers. You don't necessarily have to use these markers. You can use whatever markers you want as long as they are washable. They cannot be permanent, okay? You're going to need some cups. I think smaller cups are probably better, and I like using clear cups so I can see into the cup. You're going to need water, some tape, some pipe cleaners. You don't have to have pipe cleaners. I'll end up explaining what other items you can use, but pipe cleaners were something I used at the end to create something with my coffee filter craft. And lastly, you will need some scissors because we just about always need scissors when we're doing these experiments, okay? All right, so that's it. Okay, friends. So first thing I am doing is flattening out the coffee filter. I'm going to use the cap from a spice container as a stencil to make a perfect circle right in the center. I'm starting with my black marker. You can use whatever color you want. I decided to start with black, and I will be using other colors as well. So there you have it, a circle right in the middle. Now I am folding the coffee filter in half and then in half again. So now it kind of looks like a triangle. I will be opening it up to make a cone shape. And I am taking my small clear cup that has just a tiny bit of water. You don't need a lot. And I will be forming my cone shape and placing it into the water. I'm realizing here that I need some more water, so I'm pouring it in. And I am placing the cone into the cup so that only the tip of the cone is touching the water. Friends, you do not want your marker to touch the water, okay? Just the very tip of the coffee filter cone. All right, here we go. We're making another one now. This time I'll be using a purple marker and doing the same thing. All right, folding it in half and then folding it in half again. I got another cup with just a tad bit of water, adding a little bit more. I'm opening the cone up and placing it in the water. Remember, you don't want your marker touching the water, okay? Just the plain, uncolored bottom of the cone. All right, I did the same thing and I drew some more circles with different colors. And I'm repeating my steps, okay, you guys? Same thing here. Just one color per cone, per coffee filter for now. Each one gets their own cup of water. All right. Setting it in there just so that the very tip of the paper is touching the water, okay? All right, now let's see what happens. This is our black marker. You can see The water is starting to absorb into the marker and throughout the coffee filter. So this is where we're seeing our color separation. So what started as just black marker is now separating into, I see some green and some red. Our purple is starting to separate, and I'm seeing maybe some pink and some lighter purple. This video is sped up, so it doesn't happen quite this quickly, but it does happen very quickly. The water travels throughout the coffee filter very quickly. Look at our purple one, friends. I'm starting to see some blue. Okay, our dark blue is starting to separate, and now I have my green, my red, and my orange. Okay, friends, do you see all of the colors separating? With my orange, I see some yellow. I'm starting to see some light blue and maybe even a little purple on this one. Here I'm seeing some blue mixed in with that green. So we're getting to the point where our colors are almost done. Look, friends, I see some blue here. I see some blue and red and green. This is looking a little bit more yellow. So when they're just about done is when you're going to take them out. You'll know they're done because the water has absorbed all the way to the top of the coffee filter, okay? The whole coffee filter is dampened with the water and the color is all done separating. All right, friends, I have to tell you, I decided to experiment and I made 3 more coffee filters, but this time I made my circle of color thicker. I wanted to see if that would make my color separation turn out differently. I also decided to do 2 colors on this one. So this is something you can try. Try making your circles thicker. Try doing multiple colors. Maybe make a rainbow. Okay, and I'll show you how these turned out. Okay, so this one was the red and the yellow. You can still see that red and that yellow, but I'm also seeing some orange. This is one of the pink ones that I did. Now look at our blue and our green. I see some light blue and dark blue. I also see some purple. This one was originally just green, but now I see some yellow and some blue. And I see a lot more color on these ones. So I think making the circle thicker definitely helped. All right, friends, these are the coffee filters drying after they were all done. Okay, I used some drying racks and some paper towels. You can see they all turned out slightly differently, different colors, different shades. The ones with the thicker circles have a lot more color. Now, after they're all done drying, I'm going to show you what they look like, and then we're going to do a craft with them. Okay, this is what they look like. They turned out super pretty. They remind me of tie-dye. All of them are slightly different. You can see the different colors. All right, here we go. Friends, we are going to be making some flowers. So you are going to fold the coffee filter in half, and you're going to keep folding it in half until you get this tiny, skinny triangle. And now I rounded the edge with some scissors so that I ended up with this flower shape. Now I am bunching up the bottom and I'm going to put some tape around it so that it stays secure. Don't worry, I'll do this again so you can see. Now I'm taking a pipe cleaner and I'm cutting it in half to use as my stem. I'm going to wrap the very top of the pipe cleaner around the bottom of the flower, and there you have it. I have a flower with a stem. Okay, friends, I'm gonna pause it. I know I'm going really fast. Let's watch me cut it. I'm sorry, let's watch me fold it one more time, okay? So fold, fold, fold. Every time I'm folding it in half, okay, guys? And then I'm cutting the edges to round them, okay? I did that with every flower. I'm going to go back to where we were. All right, I'm going to do it again, and this time with a different coffee filter, okay? Fold, 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 round the edge so it looks like a petal. I'm doing the same thing. You bunch up the bottom, put a piece of tape around it. I kind of fluff the edges of the petals so that it looks like a blooming flower. And I add my pipe cleaner stem, okay? I'm gonna keep doing it. So with this one, look at this, friends. With this next one, I decided to fold it one less time so that the petals were a little bit bigger, wasn't as skinny, okay? So watch what happens. So I round the edges. Do you guys see that? How those petals are a little bit wider and a little bit bigger than the other one? So you can cut the edges however you want, and that will let you shape your petals however you want. So I did the same exact thing with all of the coffee filters, okay? So this one, the petals are a little bit different because I cut it a little bit differently. This is where you might need some help from mom or dad to help you cut. And I did the same thing, twisted the bottom, and then I attached my tape and my stem, and I ended up with a nice bouquet of my chromatography flowers. Ooh, I'm sorry, I wasn't going to use that word again. Do you guys see how pretty and colorful they turned out? And we got to see that we can start with just one color and separate it into a bunch of colors. Okay, now my friends, we're gonna do something different. I'm making a butterfly. So I start by bunching up the middle of the coffee filter, and I'm wrapping a black pipe cleaner around the middle to make the antenna. I cut the pipe cleaner in half so that it wasn't too long because my coffee filters are small. Bunching up the middle, and then I have to fluff the outside of the coffee filter, the wings, to make them poof out a little bit more, okay? I'm speeding it up. You can see I did it with all of the remaining coffee filters, okay? We made some butterflies and some flowers. You just have to work with it with your fingers, but you're bunching up the middle, wrapping your pipe cleaner around it, and then you have your butterfly.